All right, who's ready for some good old-fashioned charcoal talk? That's what we'll be doing today. Here we go.
Hello there. I'm Dennis Butterworth with Warpig Barbecue, but you can call me Butter, and you're listening and watching the So Smoking Gooder Show with Rob Arocha.
Yes, thank you, Butter. What is up, guys? What up? Good evening. Gooder gang, are y'all ready? Y'all ready to have a good show tonight? You know what time it is. It's 8 o'clock on Wednesday, and you know where to be. That's right here, watching and listening to the So Smoking Gooder Show. Damn glad you have found us, whether you're checking us out on Facebook, as a lot of you are, whether you're checking us out on the YouTubes, as many of you are. Shout out to my YouTube peeps, or you may be checking us out on the Twitch. Nobody is doing that. I don't think so, but yeah, it's right. You're watching the very best fake internet barbecue show on the planet, and we're ready to have a great show. We are Han Solo tonight. Yes, that's right. I will be Han Solo, but that's okay. We've got a big lineup of guests tonight. We're going to have Joey Machado with Texas Original Charcoal Company. We're also going to have Candi Baines. She's going to talk about the upcoming Our Heroes Wear Combat Boots event in Tomball, Texas. And we're also going to have a first-timer to the show, Jimmy Thornton. He is going to be here talking about the Texas Association of First Responders cook-off. We will have him on shortly after Joey. Actually, I think, yeah, something around there. We'll figure it all out. We got lots to talk about. But hey, damn glad you found us. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of you are in the comments already. Shout out to Daddy Dutch. First as usual, yes, present as usual. Daddy Dutch is in the house. Trumpet Master Candi, hello. Shell, what's up? She was my co-host last week from Alvin, Texas. Paul Schindler. Britt Davis, what up, buddy? Steve Jimenez. All right, look at these. Brett's in the house from Florida. Steve, back at it. Mike, what's up? Robert Urant. Guys, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning into this show every week. We're having a good time doing it. Hope you guys are having a good time watching it. All right, last weekend I traveled over to Alvin. I was part of Team Bighorn, the group over there. Shout out to Mr. Brenneman, Stacy Brenneman for inviting Team Bullhorn out to represent Team Bighorn. That's a mouthful right there. And Stacy's mom. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting us out there. We had a good time out there. 164 teams made the trip out there. We'll talk about that in the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. I had a big second place pork, so that was encouraging for me because pork has been, hit or miss. So it was a big hit for us. So it was good. It's good to be out there. I got to see all my barbecue friends that were part of Team Bighorn. So that was a good time. But enough of me. You guys want to get to our guests. Like I said, we've got a full lineup. We're going to try and keep this show right at an hour or just a little over. But these guys need to get in and out. So before we get to our guests, let's do a quick sponsor shout out, and then we'll get going with the show. Shout out to our great sponsors: Rec Tech, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, LC Barbecue, Rick's RV Rentals and Repairs, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Chicken Fried Barbecue Grind, J. Harding and Company, Texas Oil Dust, Bull Print Wraps and Graphics, and the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the Smoking Gooder Show. Yeah, I see top fan Tony's in the comments. I thought about calling you Tony, but this thing, we got lots going on. I think it'll be too much to do. But Tony, he had a huge pork last night. She still owes him $20. Gotta love top fan Tony. All right, okay. All right, our first guest of the evening. You guys know him well. His name is Joey Machado. He is starting a new company. That's right, a new charcoal company. I'm excited to put the word out for him. Let's get him on real quick. Mr. Joey Machado coming to us from Sin City, right? Are you in Vegas, Bubba?
In Vegas.
What are you doing in Vegas, man?
It's been a crazy last couple of weeks. Been on the road for the few weeks. I made the announcement on April 1st, trying to kind of test the waters and, kind of see how it would be, received as far as me getting out there and starting a company. On April 2nd, I really made the real announcement, put it out there. And you know what? The response it's been fantastic. It's been crazy. I was down in Louisiana, New Orleans, Hogs for the Cause with James Cruz. I've been lucky enough to do a lot of stuff with James Cruz ever since he just started coming up. And so I went down there to go cook with him. It was fun. We had Mark Lambert was with us on our team. We had a bunch of great Louisiana guys down there. We had Stale Cracker, everybody's favorite TikTok guy. I tell you what, he is one of the nicest guys you would ever meet. I was super happy to meet him. I'd met him several times. He was always really short, but really got to know him this past weekend, and he's pretty awesome.
Did he put it on a cracker? Did he put it on a cracker for you?
Put it on a cracker, dude. Money, dude.
That's money, dude. Yeah, I like him. He's good.
So,
he's good.
We kind of kicked this deal off, just kind of jumping into where I'm at, what I'm doing. I've been lucky enough to work with some of the best charcoal companies out there. Of course, everybody knows I started out with B&B. We got that one rolling. Turned that into something pretty special. Jumped that shift and went over to help Fogo out for a little while. Sebastian's a great guy. That's a great family. And trying to get that product, a little deeper into Texas. And we did that. I got him some great people, and, there's some great guys representing that brand. But at the same time, the brand is growing as well. Um, right in the middle of that stint, I had a conversation with Tim Keir to develop a charcoal program. And so we developed the briquette and the extruded product and put that out, the hog log and, the briquette product. And, and that was going great as well, except, Tim's got a lot of irons in the fire. He's got a lot of things that he wants to do. And in the middle of this whole deal, I kind of came back to the realization that, I've worked for these, three great companies, helped them do and accomplish a lot. And, I was just getting a little tired of doing it for everybody else. So I had some good opportunities pop up. I had some great friends that I have in the industry who actually had kind of approached me about helping them out with some segments in the what we call the private label or the white label charcoal industry. And so I agreed to, help some guys out, but I wasn't doing it unless I had ownership in the company. And so they were gracious enough to, give me an opportunity to come in, buy into the companies, and do what I do best, which is network and, help grow. And so we're going to continue doing that. And the good thing is I don't lose any of my relationships in the game. It probably strengthens all my relationships with all these charcoal manufacturers across the board. I'm here in Vegas right now because we're at the National Hardware Show. Just a couple of days ago, I was down in Fort Worth at the National Barbecue Association meeting. Again, National Barbecue Association, for those who don't know, it is an association about the business of barbecue. Whether you're a sauce guy, a seasoning guy, a charcoal guy, a pit manufacturer, a caterer, anything that has to do with the barbecue industry, that's what that organization is about. That was the first organization that I ever got involved with. When I got involved with B&B, that was like the first organization that I went to go sign up with. And it happened to be, and it's kind of weird because it happened to be, I went to that meeting about this time of the year, and I got to meet everybody who's anybody in barbecue. Mark Lambert, Brooke, and Rob Orson. I mean, not Rob Orson, I'm sorry.
Brad
Orson and Brooke from the Shed. I got to meet pretty much everybody in the industry in one room in one weekend. And then the next thing that happened was, I wound up throwing a whole trailer load of B&B in a truck, and we went to Memphis in May. And when I got to Memphis in May, everybody that I had just met at NBBQA was all at Memphis in May. And when I went to Memphis in May, I didn't really have permission to go. I just wanted to go see what was up. Mm-hmm. And when I got in there and just started kind of doling out B&B had never been across, state lines anywhere. And we happened to take it to Memphis. Ended up getting some strong walks that weekend, and that was what really kind of kicked off and got started. People understanding what this product was outside of Texas, but really into the barbecue community, and from coast to coast everywhere. And then when people started seeing bigger names using the product, then all of a sudden, you had more people who were getting more interested.
Hey, prior to you doing that, where was B&B on the scale of what was going on?
Well,
where were they at?
Put it this way, B&B they were too big to be small, too small to be big. They were just kind of a local company, based kind of out of that area, where they are. They're basically kind of like in Shiner area. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what it is. And you could go a couple counties over and people didn't know about it. But it had kind of it was available in some HEBs. It was available in, here, there, and, whatever. But it wasn't a staple by any means. And they just happened to have a lot of relationships. They had a lot of brokers they worked with. And so the company itself wasn't selling the product, but they had a lot of people who were being paid to represent their product and go put it into the market. So a lot of grocery, that type of deal. And so the presence they had in, the actual barbecue community, barbecue aficionado type of people, it really didn't exist. Before that, dude, it was Western. everybody had Western sitting at their trailer, and everybody who's in the game today remembers that day when they had Western at their trailer.
Oh yeah, Western was big,
Oh, they were huge, and that
sponsoring
was the
the
deal.
turn and burn. Yeah,
Western got bought out by Duraflame. That's what opened the door that made me think that there was an opportunity to grow B&B at the time, because they just kind of let some people down. And there was a window to go in there and start offering some stuff that Western used to do, and that's kind of how I kind of snuck in the door, and we started going to all these events and getting it out there. Little did I know over time, how big of a company that we really would grow, going into Academy, getting into, more stuff with Walmart, growing into more HEBs, going coast to coast, going into overseas in Australia. I had one guy who
don't
literally,
forget Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah, well Buc-ee's as well, and but it was funny because I had one guy in Australia who reached out to me and he goes, "Hey, it was the first load of B&B stuff that we'd ever sent over to Australia," and the guy got a hold of it and he's like, "Oh, I really like it, better than anything we have here. Do you mind if I put the B&B logo on my tent and on my shirts and on my?" I'm like, "No, whatever, do it." And that guy by himself grew this big following of B&B there. But if we were in big places there, Q Club, there was a lot of big barbecue pits and rotisseries and stuff like that in Australia. But again, it was because I was out there promoting this brand, not only, online and local. We were at the Jack, we were at the Royal, we were at World Food Championships, where all these international teams were going and where all these big names were going. So that's kind of how we grew it, and I've taken the knowledge that I've grown over the years and just kind of applied it to, all these other scenarios, all these other companies. And really, truly, it's been the network of the people that I know. And, everybody who I can literally call friends, from Mo Cason, Myron Mixon to, you name it. I've had a good relationship with all these people. And some of my relationships have gotten strained in the local areas opposed to what it has on a global level, but again, it's I'm not scared to say it is, building the brand took a lot of people to help me build this brand. And I reached out to you, I reached out to Junior, I reached out to, there's a really tight knit group of people that I started to build the brand with. Right. And then over time, it grew. We had to get more ambassadors and stuff like that. And then, of course, we get to a point to where everybody's got a handout, wanting to do it, to do, whatever. But it's a give and take. Everyone's got a value. Everyone's got to work. And, so as we continue to go down this path and all these brands that I've helped, one thing has always rung true is the brands will start in a smaller venue. They'll start in a mom and pop shop. They'll start in a meat market. They'll start somewhere like that. And then eventually the brands get enough traction to where they have an Academy reach out. They have an Ace reach out. They have somebody like that reach out. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, well, now we have an opportunity to go sell, $1 million worth of charcoal to a bigger box store and, get more visibility and this, that, and the other. And they'll go do it. Well, the big box store is not going to do that for nothing. Sometimes it costs you more to go into a big box, so you're losing more profit going into a big box store. But in the long play of the game, it's a volume game. So, so I look at this deal as now you have mom and pop shops who, they've got clientele coming in looking for a product. And, now all of a sudden the same product's available down the street for, $5 cheaper than what mom and pop can even bring it into the door at. And some of those customers will still come and buy the seasoning or the cutting board or something that they can't find anywhere else. But the other stuff they're not going to buy there. They're just going to go down and buy it because it's a couple dollars cheaper. And so what my epiphany is I wanted to create a product that was just as good, if not better, than all this other stuff that everyone has some loyalty to. But I want to only offer it to these specialty stores. So my goal is to get it into these mom and pop barbecue shops. My goal is to get it into these, meat markets. I want it to be available, but it's not going to be available everywhere. If you want it, you're going to have to look for it a little bit, whatever. It's not going to break the bank. It's going to be charcoal. It's going to be about $1 a pound retail. It's not terrible. It's not a hard thing to ask people to pay for quality product. But I think one of the main things for me is what I think is if I can get this charcoal into a mom and pop shop that has a lot of small brands in, it's going to help all those small brands sell more, right?
Right.
I'm doing some other business on the back end of this. I'm doing private label for other brands, bigger brands, that type of deal. So this company, Texas Original Charcoal, is developed specifically for this specialty market. I do not want this ever to go into an Ace Hardware. I don't ever want it to go into a Academy. I don't. I'd rather have a quality product over a quantity product. And I'm going to go out there and do the same thing that I've done in the past. I'm going to build it the same way. You're going to see me out at events. I've already bought a new van. It hasn't been wrapped yet. Daryl Tracy's already got a pretty killer design for me. We're fixing to wrap it in the next couple weeks. You will see the brand out there. The brand is, where is it? It's right here. So which way I go? So Texas Original Charcoal Company. And if you'll notice right here is Texas Original Barbecue Pits. Texas Original Barbecue Pits is a company that's been around in Houston for a long, long time. Anthony Saragusa is the owner of that company. This brand of charcoal I actually developed for him a couple of years ago, and we just never launched it. Mm-hmm. And so when I had this opportunity to come on board and, with these new guys to help in the private label side, I said, look, I also want to launch this, this specialty brand, focus on Texas, do, everything that, I find that is important to me. And we want to get it out there. And they were like, yeah, killer, let's go do this. And so as soon as we hung up the phone, I picked up the phone and called Anthony Saragusa and said, look, he goes, I'm fixing to go launch a charcoal company. And he says, yeah, he says, that sounds awesome. We ought to do it. We ought to bring that brand back. And I said, that's why I'm calling you. I said, because I want to bring the brand out that, we had developed together. So with the graciousness of Anthony, we've actually partnered up also on the Texas Original Pit side. And we're going to be relaunching the pit line as well. He's been doing good. He's been doing wonderful for a long time. A lot of his stuff is available through Barbecue Guys out of Louisiana. And he sells a lot of product. He just doesn't do a lot of retail product. He just wholesales it out and, someone else retails it. So we're going to be launching that brand. So it's going to be Texas Original Pits, Texas Original Charcoal. Eventually it's going to be Texas Original Brands. I want this to be a lifestyle brand. I want people to be proud of it. I want people to, be happy and proud to rep this brand, period.
What dates are you got a goal for when that's going to happen, roll out?
So right now, I have a location in Seguin, Texas, my hometown, that we're actually going to open a factory store. So I've got a store that I'm going to open there in Seguin with another good buddy. I'm bringing in a lot of friends that I've had for a long time. And one of the guys he built my very, very first barbecue pit 20 years ago. He's a fabricator, and he's also he's my powder coater. So everyone who's been seeing videos and stuff like that with me getting my gateways powder coated and stuff like that, this is the guy who's been doing everything. So we've got a really killer location downtown, or in Seguin, right off I-10. We're going to have factory store there. It's going to be kind of a distribution point. I'm going to run kind of a wholesale distribution point out of there as well for the pits and for charcoal for people who want to get into that. The pit store should be open in about a month. We're working on all that right now. The charcoal, we're expecting to have that landed. I'm trying really hard to have stuff done and to have some at Memphis in May. But realistically, it's going to be mid-June. My goal was to have it out before, the peak of summer. I want to try to capture all these summer events, before they're in. The bigger ones that are here in Texas, to show up, and put some of the product in people's hands and let them try it for themselves. I don't want people to use the product just because of me. I want them to use it because it's a good product. And it's something that, that they could fit into their program.
So what makes you've mentioned your history, and that I think you're the most qualified to start this thing. You've got a lot of background from different companies, so you've probably taken a little of what your knowledge from all these different stops to create this perfect product. What makes this one different than some of the other ones that you have worked with already? And is that the goal, to set it different, or are you taking some of the stuff that you've learned and kind of applying it here?
I think it's more of applying what I've learned and to be an honest product. I'm not going to lie to anybody. The partnership that I have in the charcoal, business is, all this charcoal comes from Mexico or South America. Majority of all the products that you buy today all come from South America or Mexico. There's only a very, very slim few that don't. But at the end of the day, we have an opportunity to pick and choose what goes in the bag. There's all types of charcoal. There's all types of quality of charcoal that go in the bag. And again, it's when you decide to create a brand, you can pick a really, really nice bag, and you can pick a really, really cheap charcoal, and you find out it's a product that's kind of like, it presents well, doesn't function well, but
right.
It presents well. So there's a kind of a misnomer. Over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of things happening with, the social media drive is huge.
Right.
So whoever's promoting the most, or whoever's saying, we're releasing our new team ambassadors, or sign up for our team ambassador program or whatever, everyone just kind of like runs over there to that side. And then somebody else says, and they run over there to that side. And that's fine. And that's great. My thing is I'm coming back with, I am going to have some guys help me grow this brand. I can't do it by myself, but I'm reaching out to some guys who have been there with me every time I've made a move. They've been there, and they've picked up the phone and called me, and they've asked me, hey, what do I do? Where are you going? What should I do? I'm like, you do what's good for you. If you have somebody cutting you a check right now to use a coal and to brand for them, brand for them. I'm a startup company right now.
Wait. People cut checks for this stuff?
Some people do. Some people get to cash checks. Some people get to write checks.
Nice.
And the thing is there's and like I said, we don't want to, I want to be an honest company. Right. So I want to put it out there and tell you, hey, for the first year, I may have a handful of guys that I work with, and we'll see where it goes from there. Am I going to have a whole crew of guys out there who are going to be repping my brand? Probably, but it's probably going to be because of the faith and the knowledge that we have together, more so than, I'm not going to spend. What I've always said is I don't like to pay for support, right? You do good for me, I'll do good for you. That's the way I like to look at it. In kind is the best kind. If we trade out sponsorships or, something like that, I mean, we'll see that happen. But that's a little further down the road. That's for next year.
Absolutely.
I've got some goals on my radar this year. High stakes in Edinburgh, for example. High stakes is a important. There's my boy right there, Mark Suarez. High stakes has always been a very. I love that organization. I love that group, and I love that cook. It's hot as hell, but the thing is that's the only time that I get to see pretty much all those South Texas boys, unless Laredo's coming back. So we may get down to Big Bad. If they put that one back on again. But my focus is going to be Texas, even though I'm going to be all over the place, and I'm going to go, you'll see me at Memphis in May, you'll see me at Royal, you'll see me at Jack. I'll be posting everything that I normally do. But, I still have relationships. Actually, Mark Suarez, who is there, me and Mark still have obligations to the Q events, which are the barbecue festivals, Denver, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Florida, and St. Louis. We're actually still going to be doing a lot of the video stuff for them. So we'll be at those events. I just, like I said, I've got so many things going on in my head right now, as far as, really what I want to put out there, but I don't want to get out too far ahead of myself. What I can tell you right now is we're shooting for a mid-June product on the ground. The two products that we're going to roll out first are going to be an oak briquette, and it's going to be an oak lump charcoal. And it's going to, again, like I said, it's going to be about $1 a pound. It's going to be a really, really nice, super clean packaging. We're trying to work with, I do have a distributor that I'm working with right now, trying to finish negotiations to put this in about 11 states. They already have a sales force. They already have a distribution channel. So there's a way that I can get this to these mom and pop shops very economical. Today in these times, shipping one pallet of charcoal to a store, it could cost anywhere from $100 to $200. And by the time that you add that cost onto the cost of that product, some of these stores don't make anything, but they know that they need to have it, to get people in their door. So, again, like I said, ever since I've kind of made this announcement, and Rob, you're one of the guys that I kind of approached at the very beginning and said, look, I have this idea. Am I crazy? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Am I going to upset people? I don't know. I didn't know what to do, but I had some encouragement. And like I said, I have a lot of things working for me right now. And like I said, this is going to be my baby. I'm going to treat it like it's my baby. I own it. So it's not going to be, me doing it for others. I make the final decision. And,
that's awesome.
Like I said, I mean, it's.
I remember you asking me that, and I was like, dude, you are one of the biggest hustlers out there in barbecue right now. If everybody watching that has been to a contest has seen your face, has seen you going around. You're interactive with all the teams out there. You're supportive when you can be. And just knowing that and your knowledge of charcoal right now is vast and probably at the top of anybody's right now. It's a perfect opportunity for you, and I encourage you. I encouraged you to do it, and I'm glad you're doing it. And I think you're going to be very successful. And people have said a lot of information already. So I'm excited for you when that rollout comes along. And
we'll do this again as we go.
Absolutely. So you're in Vegas. You're about to. Where are you going now? After when you get out of here?
I'm actually fixing to jet out of here. We're going to go have dinner with Tim Shear tonight, and and the whole crew. It was good to see them. I haven't seen them in a month. And then after this, I'm going to go. For those who are going to be in the Houston area, on the 21st. Right, 21st, is that the date we said? I think
that's the Thursday, the 21st, right?
Yeah, I think it's a Thursday.
Yeah, that's
I'll put a post out about it. We're actually going to go out to Rose Hill Beer Garden, and we're going to be out there filming some content for both the charcoal side and for the pit side. We'll get out there in the afternoon, but people around the area come out and hang out with us. We're going to cook a lot of food. We'll have a good time. Just kind of relax and. I want the vibe that we're a barbecue family. Mm-hmm. And I just want to, reach out there. Every once in a while, we'll do some meetups and when we're at events, if I'm there, I'm going to try to do everything I can for everybody. But remember, I'm not $1 million company yet. But,
exactly.
We'll get there soon.
You mentioned some good things. You want to be an honest company, and anybody that knows you is that's something that sticks and knows that's what you're going to do. You get Tom Fuentes in the house. He said, "Congratulations, Joe. You already have a lot of people behind you, so you're already winning." Willie T, I saw your comment. He already answered that. I don't know if you're in a little late. He said, "How's this product different from all the others you supported?" So you can go back and rewatch that, but man, all the best of luck to you, man, and I can't wait to see you here at Rose Hill. I'll be there on the 21st. Like you mentioned, if anybody wants to go and check out Joey and check out some live fire, who's going to be there with you?
Mark Suarez, I think he's cooking. No, I don't know. We're inviting some people. I'm going to reach out to Fong, see if Fong wants to come cook with us. I'm going to try to get Al Fergoni to come out and come do some cooking with us.
That'd be awesome if you got Al.
Yeah. I'll have the meat if y'all want to come cook. Come on out and cook.
Jimmy Thornton's saying he'll be out there. Yeah,
Let's go.
He's with Taffer. He's going to be one of our guests tonight. I can see him pointing. So cool, man. I'm excited for you again, and best of luck. And all these people are supporting you. You know, you got my support, and can't wait for this thing to roll out and get it on the trail. Let's go.
I hear you. Thank you.
Let's go, Joey.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see y'all later.
All right, Bubba. Best of luck, man.
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, there's Joey Machado with the Texas Original Charcoal Company. That was one of the easiest interviews that I've ever done because he talked. He said everything I was going to ask him, and he just kept talking, and I love it. He's excited, and that's what happens when you have your heart into something. He's excited. He's excited to bring this to the people, and I fully support him, and I encouraged him to do that, and I really think it's going to be very, very successful. So, all right, there he was, Joey Machado. Like I said earlier, we've got a full list of guests tonight. Jimmy, I know you're in there, buddy, but your event is next week, so I'm going to bring you on after Candi. So sit tight. Give me the thumbs up. I know you're in the green room. He did. There it is right there. All right, let's get to it. Our next guest, y'all seen her on the show before, Miss Candi Baines. She represents a lot of events, but this weekend she's going to be talking about the Our Heroes Wear Combat Boots. It's a great event in Tomball, Texas. It's a CBA event. Thank you for coming on the show again, Candi. So what are we talking about this time?
Well, first of all, I'd like to know who's ready to win those boots. That's what I want to know.
Man, those boots are awesome. They're some coveted trophies, that's for darn sure.
And what I wanted to talk about tonight and I want to get people excited about is we have some different categories this time, or at least one. We are, doing hot wing style first, but then we have an eats category featuring beef. Am I echoing or is that you?
No, let's back up real quick. Let's talk about the event itself before we start talking about what's different. People may not have, a lot of people haven't been to this event. So this is a cool event in Tomball. Talk about the facility, talk about what you guys do for the cooks, which is awesome. Y'all are, for those that don't know, Candi was voted by barbecue cookers last year in the CBA organization for having the top event of the year. So that was a big deal. Congratulations, Candi. How did you feel about that when that came down?
Well, I feel that I got to accept that award, but I also feel that it was my whole event, my whole group.
That's true. That's
my
true.
Whole
You've always
team.
been great about doing that. Yes.
Yes.
That is your whole team. But y'all's whole team does a phenomenal job. They do great. As soon as you get on the grounds, by the time you leave, you're not wanting for anything. But congratulations to your team for that award.
Thank you. We were excited, so that's good. So if you've never been to the Tomball VFW, we have a very nice facility, comfortable, family-oriented. We don't have...
Dog father, what's up?
We don't have, if you would, kids' activities. People ask me that all the time. We just let our kids be with other kids, and that becomes an activity. And everybody just kind of watches out for everybody. But we have a new stage. So awards are going to be outside.
What? A new stage?
I know. Super exciting. It's not 100% complete yet, but it is usable. So we're going to move. We've made some changes. So awards will be outside on the big stage. Turn-in's going to be in the back of the building now. So you don't have to pull a Carmen and, throw the elbows out trying to get in the door to get your turn-in 0.2 seconds left, So we've made some improvements and are hoping that we can even make it a more comfortable, enjoyable experience for everybody.
Well, that's great. So you're still improving the facility, which I think is a great one. Well, cool. So, all right. So now let's talk about, first off, where are we at? You want to talk about team counts? Where are we at right now? Where we're talking right now?
35.
35. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's a good number, but
it's a good number. I want more.
I understand. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. Okay, so if you guys aren't or on the fence about where to go, there's a lot. And that's another thing. This weekend, there is a lot of events all across the state. And once I pull up my upcoming events, which I will bring this up a little later in the show, there's a lot of events going on this weekend. But yours is right there with them. So let's get it, guys. If you guys are on the fence of where to go when you're in the Houston area, or you want to drive over to the Houston area, that's where Tom Ball is located. I don't know if a lot of people know that. That is where Tom Ball is located, Northwest Houston. Correct. Okay, so let's talk about what's different this time. You know, it's a CBA event, so we have the meets on Saturday, and they're going to be 12, 1, 2, and 3. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You got it.
And so Friday night, what's going on Friday night in Tom Ball?
Friday night, we have our jackpot categories. So wings, of course. And then any way you want them, just in hot wing style, and see who reigns supreme. And then we have eats featuring beef. And people are inquiring about it, but I'm not sure if they're scared of it. But it's a spin-off of World Foods. So when I watched all those cool videos of everybody with their platters and their, all that fancy looking stuff, I thought, well, that's neat. We could do something like that.
Yeah.
The phone called Laura, said, can we make this happen? I mean, there's a platter involved and all these things. And I don't know how you're going to make a styrofoam container pretty, so we figured it out. So what'll happen is you'll use your own platter, your own things, any cut of the beef you want. You make it beautiful, like a 5-star restaurant with the sides and the garnishes and everything. You will have a styrofoam container, but you're just going to peel the sticker off that and put it on your platter. And then it'll go just as an appearance like everything else. And then we'll pass your platter like we would the styrofoam container, but the judges will have a boat in front of them so they can take a little piece of your beef, your side, your whatever, and they can have a little mini meal if you wish. But they'd be able to see the food so they get the visual and the taste at the same time.
That is definitely unique. I haven't seen any other organization other than World Foods in Texas doing that type of thing, because World Foods is in Dallas.
Right.
That's cool. So this was something that you saw and you were like, okay, let's try and implement this type of thing. That is really cool. What kind of response have you gotten? I bet you're getting a lot of questions on it, because
I get a lot of questions. We have 4 definite signed up so far, and some on the fence. Some are like, I'm excited, but I want to know more about it. So that's why I wanted to explain what was going on and tweak your creativeness. And if you're not creative, maybe your wife or your team member's creative and they want a piece of the pie, jump on in there, make us something fancy,
This definitely sounds like a team oriented deal. I know a lot of people can do it all on their own, but you're talking about different sides, garnishing, a platter, and of course the meat, the protein. I'm excited. That's cool. Oh, Katea said he's doing it. 5 now. He's gonna do it. Josh Hales in the comment, he says, Tom Ball, let's go. Awesome place and event.
Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't signed up for that yet, but
you might want to.
Let's see. That's Friday night. What time is the turn in?
8:00. So we did it late, so you have plenty of time to get your trays, have a meeting, and then get everything together.
Okay, I won't commit to it yet, but I think we can make this happen. We'll see. That's exciting though. That's really cool. That's a different spin. So if you guys want to get your creativeness on, and you have a place to do this here in Tomball at the Our Heroes Wear Combat Boots event, and again, that's this weekend coming up. All right, tell everybody how they can find you, how they can hear about it, and where to go.
You can go to the CBA website. We're on there with a link to register. You can find us on Facebook under Candi Baines, or Candi Free Baines. Sorry, I don't even know myself on Facebook. And we always post. Laura shares it. That's, we get a lot of that information too. You can always, my phone number is on every flyer out there, so you can contact me directly or message me, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. If you have any special needs as far as trailer 60 foot long and it won't fit in a 40 foot, we got you. Don't you worry. Bring it on out. We'll take care of it.
Plenty of space out there. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I am excited to be back again. I think I only missed one of your events, and that's because I forget why it was, but it was
I don't know.
Oh my gosh! Give me that for one miss. My goodness! No,
don't get me talking about the bright orange guy. Don't even get me going there. I'm joking.
The bright or the lime green guy?
No, not lime green guy.
Bright orange guy.
Yeah, we're gonna miss him.
What about yellow? what about yellow highlighter guy?
He's not gonna. He's not gonna be there.
No. All right. Well,
none of the fluorescents. Well, you're kind of fluorescents in there, but the other fluorescents aren't going to be there.
Not really. Not
a little
really.
bit in there.
Maybe. But cool. Yeah. So I know the Dirty Underwear gang will be there. So definitely be there with those boys. So yeah, again, looking forward to it. I will be there dropping my trailer tomorrow evening. And maybe running by Hans Crawfish, which is right down the street from Tomball VFW.
Yes, it is.
Getting some crawfish, and then go out there on Friday afternoon. Actually, going in the office Friday, so I'll be there late Friday afternoon. So,
gotcha. I want to say something else too.
Yeah,
so we do have the kids' queue Saturday morning as well.
Oh, nice.
We're doing pork chops, run through CBA, and after awards, we are having our cornhole tournament.
What?
We had so much fun last year with that. In October, it was a great time. So,
is the bunker open?
It will be, yes, it'll be open during the tournament, and then after, for of course, karaoke and
karaoke.
In some cases, depending on what time of night it is, it becomes karaoke, and we're okay with that too. We love it all, right?
I'm a little shy though. I don't know if I can get up there.
Oh, I don't think you are.
and sing a little bit. That's something I'm trying to overcome.
I've seen you struggle.
Maybe
with your nerves in front of people.
Maybe I'll grab the mic again. That's always fun in the bunker after a fun day of cooking at the Tomball VFW. Yep. This one is the Our Heroes Wear combat boots. Well, thank you, Miss Candi. Thanks for coming on, and we hope that we can get some more people signed up for this team, for this event. Right. Guys, if you are looking to go, again, contact Candi, or you can find CBABBQ.com to find out and get registered. Sorry, I just got a message. Yes, I'm excited about it. So, anything else?
Yes, one more thing. Just put in your calendar, because our next event will be Memorial Day weekend doubleheader with the 6-pack series for the Texas Chrome Heroes. Want to give a shout out to them too, because that's coming up right after.
It's coming up in May, Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, doubleheader back there. Yeah, you're getting a lot of love. One of the best promoters in barbecue.
Oh, thank you, Danny.
They're wondering if Jaybird's going to be there. I don't know.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Blue and Pink will be there, the Brothers Keeper.
Yes.
JJ coming off a huge first place chicken out there in Alvin.
I saw that. Y'all better watch out for him.
Yes. Danny's asking, hasn't the bunker been remodeled a bit?
It has. Well, let me tell you, they did some amazing things in there. And this karaoke now has a stage of its own.
What? A stage? Now you get to
be a rock star.
Now I have to overcome my fear of singing in front of people. Jaybird, we just mentioned his name. He's up there. What up, bitches? That's Jaybird. He might be there.
Well, we miss you, Jason.
Yeah, maybe he can get up there on Michelle Castillo's going to be there. All right. See y'all
Can he
Friday.
Roll in at 3 a.m. with the frozen chicken?
That was funny. That was Saturday a.m., like at 8 a.m. He rolled in. Hot, too. He rolled in hot, slinging a trailer behind him, sliding it and just parking it. Uh-oh, Tim White. Well, hell, I guess I'll go cook Tomball. All right. Amp Mafia may be showing up. All right, guys, so that's the point of this. Let's get some people out there. Let's get some support for the event, because it is a great event, and those trophies are awesome. Do I have one here? I used to have one sitting right here. But I'm excited. I do want a boot. That'd be fun. That would be cool. Is Moonshine welcome in the bunker? They have their own stuff there, man.
They have a liquor license now, so I'm not sure, but there's the patio and your area.
And there's a door.
I'm
not
going to turn it down myself, just so you know.
All right, Candi. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being the wonderful promoter that you are. And we will see you this weekend in Tomball.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Right. Good night, Gooder watchers.
Gooder gang. Gooder gang.
Gooder gang.
See ya. All right. There's Candi Baines. She is talking about the Our Heroes Wear combat boots. That's this weekend in Tomball, Texas. You guys can check that out at CBABBQ.com. You can get signed up, or you can reach out to her on Facebook, Candi Free Baines. Well, all right. So that's one event that we wanted to talk about. Here's another event that I'm going to do a sponsor spot real quick, and then I'll get Jimmy on, because I do want to talk about TAFR. That is coming up that's coming up in 2 weeks. So we got plenty of time to get in with this, but we wanted to get them on early. So we'll do a quick sponsor spot, and then we'll get Mr. Jimmy Thornton on with TAFR, Texas Association of First Responders. Shout out to our great sponsors, Rec Tech. Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, LC Barbecue, Rick's RV Rentals and Repairs, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Chicken Fried Barbecue Grind, Jay Harding and Company, Texas Oil Dust, Bullprint Wraps and Graphics, and the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the So Smoking Gooder Show. What a great lineup of sponsors that support this show. LC Barbecue, Chicken Fried Barbecue, the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. If you need any of those products that I mentioned, Texas Oil Dust, you can find them at the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Reach out to Dustin Stanley or Lana. You can call their number, or you can check them out at thebarbecuestore.com. That is BARBQUE. We're also going to be having don't y'all stick around, guys. We still have the Briscoe Ranch upcoming event segment. I will tease that right here. And then we're also going to be talking about the Bullprinting Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap. We've got a lot of big events that happened last week, and we're going to talk about the winners of those events. I see Michelle's in the comments. She had a huge win in Alvin with over 160 teams out there. So lots to still talk about. We're going to wrap this show up here in a little bit. But before we do that, let's get to my next guest, Mr. Jimmy Thornton. He's a first-time guest on the So Smoking Gooder Show, a cooker in his own right, but he's here promoting the Texas Association of First Responders. What is up, Mr. Thornton? How are you, buddy?
Brother, doing fantastic. How are you doing tonight? Your show is doing great.
Thank you, man. I am excited to have you on the show because you are one of my favorite people to talk to because you're very excited. You're very animated, and I love it. When you're around, you have this awesome, positive energy that just exudes from you, and it feeds everybody else. And so welcome to the show, my man. How have you been?
Brother, I've been fantastic. I called you earlier, and I was on my way from San Antonio from a trade show back, and I got to the house about an hour before you started, and I've been watching your show, and it's been great.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you being on. But we're here to talk about, let's talk about you real quick. Talk about your barbecue journey before we get in, and how'd you get involved with Taffer. But you've been cooking for quite a while. You got a big team that you cook with. Let's talk about that real quick, and we'll hit on that before we get into the event.
Well, Texas Cookers is my barbecue team. We've won 34 grand champions. You know, back when, several years back, 15, 20 years ago, you'd have teams show up for, a barbecue cook-off, and 5 to 16 would show up. You remember
Really?
You remember those days?
I wasn't cooking back then, but
Shut up.
I wish I could find a 5 or 10 event nowadays. Hell, they're all like
I'll tell you something. Like, we just cooked in Montgomery County. Magnolia's coming up. But
Yeah.
Taffer,
yeah.
that is an event that everybody needs to be at.
Yes, it is.
People don't understand that Taffer, Texas Association of First Responders, is a 501c3, a true 501c3 organization. No pay, been around since 2007. What happened was a group of law enforcement and firefighters and our first responders wanted a cook-off built for them. And Joe Matthews, our president, I'm on the e-board with him. Our board does a great job. Many folks don't realize when first responders, when they get injured, no one's there to bail them out. They've got to pay their bills. And all of our first responders, and I agree, I do get excited when I talk about our first responders, is they need help. And This is a way that we give back, having this charity barbecue cook-off. The first cook-off was in 2008. We had 76 teams. In 2022, it grew to 192 teams. That's big.
That's this year.
2022, it should be. I'm hoping it's going to be that big.
Okay.
This year. We've given to over 100, and we've assisted over 120 first responders, and we've handed out over $396,000.
That's amazing, man.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Cook-Off is our largest fundraiser.
Yep.
It's our main reason why we can continue to assist our first responders in need. And guys, let me tell you something. There's nothing better or worse than needing a first responder.
No.
So, I'd love for everybody to show up and hey, come out and be a judge. I mean, it's April 22nd and 23rd at the Texas Hideout. It's a new event center right outside of Tomball on 2920. And the guys are going to put on a good show. I know you're going to be there.
I'll be there. So that's 2 weeks from this weekend. So we're still 2 weeks out from the event. Y'all start setting up on Wednesday out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got teams that show up and want 6, 8, and 10 spots.
14, I heard this year. That's awesome,
we got
though.
a team that's going to be 14 spots.
That is awesome. Now, I do want to back up what you said about assistant first responders. We my wife Diane worked with a lady who was a spouse of a first responder. He got injured in downtown Houston when his horse fell on him, and they actually had to put the horse down. He got spooked, got hit, knocked on, injured him for quite a few months, and Texas Association of First Responders stepped in and they got him some assistance, and so I know firsthand the work that you guys do, and I love hearing that, and I love that you brought that up, and I love that I have a backstory about it because it is very important, the work that you guys do and what this event does to help you be able to do that. It's such a fun event too. I mean, the event itself is it's a cool barbecue contest. I'm excited about this new venue. I haven't been out there yet,
It's big.
Talk about it. So where we're at, Texas Hideout.
Well, it's the Texas Hideout's up. I think it's like 70 or 80 acres. We went out there for the first time. Thank you, Candi. We went out there for the first time and toured it, and all 4 or 5 of us out there were at all. We're like, wait a minute, this thing could be huge. People know it. They had a December event out there called the Dancer. They had the light tour out there, and
I saw that. I did see that.
I went there for a Christmas show.
Yeah, I drove by there.
Same place.
Okay.
Same place.
And they just had a Tracy Lawrence event with a lot of people there, so it can hold a lot of people. So I am excited for you guys. I mean, because I know y'all had it. I go back with you when you guys were at the Farm and Ranch Club.
Oh yeah.
I've been with you since 2008, but Bullhorn has been cooking there since 12. But then you went. We had a lot of success at the Sam Houston Race Park, and then ever since then,
a big area. This is big.
Yeah, big area, concrete. But ever since then, it feels like Taffer's been looking for a home, and so I'm glad you guys feel good about where you are right now. And let's get some teams out there to support that. Again, it's going to be April 22nd, 23rd. Let me make sure I got the right dates on those. Does that sound right to you?
I heard Candi earlier talking about they got some new event or two, and that's good. Cookers like those new ones. Mm-hmm. We've got brisket, ribs, chicken, and pulled pork for CBA.
Right.
But we've got wild game, and we've got seafood.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I'm over all the judging, and we've had some crazy wild game turn-ins and just as wild seafood entries that we enter. You can garnish it any way you want to. We don't care how it looks. People judge with their eyes. When they open that box, they're looking at it. They want it to look nice and presentable. That garnish helps on those items. Put it in a bowl, put it in a cup. We've had everything from lobster to hot dogs. They don't matter,
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is it's each one of those. Obviously, CBA has their main 4 meats, which go to the grand champion. But you guys also have a grand champion for the wild game and seafood portion, correct?
We do.
All right, so and that's great. Is there an overall of both of those? I can't remember. They're just
there's a grand champion for CBA and a grand champion for wild game.
Yeah, I got a comment here. Danny Regan, he goes, I was there last weekend for that concert and definitely need a water truck for the dust. Apparently it was very dusty out there, so hopefully you guys can get that watered down before teams start showing up in there. And
you know what? Hey, I'll put that in my notes. Thank you very much for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Square Table, what's up, man? He said it'd be funny if y'all called it First Association Responders of Texas. That would be FART instead of TAFR. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But no, it is TAFR, and it's a great event. So where are we at team-wise? I know this one, like you mentioned, it has garnered a lot of teams at one point. A lot of the you've got fire department teams out there. You've got police department teams, FBI teams.
CIA, DEA, Border Patrol, several companies from the Rangers.
Border Patrol. Yeah, it is cool.
Heck of a party. You know,
it's a heck of a party. Y'all got these SWAT teams that come out there for kids. Life Flight has flown in, landed, flown out. I don't know if that's happening or not, but
we're working on that.
Yeah, it's really cool, and especially for kids to go out there and see their heroes, right? Those first responders and all that. It's really a kid friendly event as well. Yep. You also have concerts as well. Talk about the venue.
We got. I didn't have that list with me. I know you know probably most of them that we're having out there. I know we've got a Friday night on stage, but we also we use a water truck out for Fred's. Yes, yes, we did.
Yes,
but we have our main entertainment is Sundance Head.
Yes,
he won American Idol a couple years back. He's going to be there Saturday night.
He won The Voice, it was a voice concert.
Yeah, the Voice of I'm sorry, The Voice.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hey, you got to get it right, man. No, I'm just
exactly.
I just remembered it because I watched that show that year. So wild game rules. What are any wild game rules? You just said you can garnish. So what are the rules there for that?
There's not. If it fits in the box, shut the box, turn it in. Let's go.
As long as it doesn't matter what it can't be like chicken's not a wild game, right? It can't be.
It's gotta be a wild game. So, and what we'll ask when they turn it in, and I'll be up there with the judges, is I'll ask what wild game is it?
Yeah. And then you also do that at awards, if you get a call, hey, what'd you cook, right? What'd you cook?
And most people won't tell you. They'll say armadillo, or they'll say something like zebra. They won't say it.
I got a funny story though. Y'all were doing that. It went from seafood, and you're like, what did you cook? And then y'all went to Wild Game Awards, and then y'all were asking them, okay, what did you cook? And then you just got into the habit of asking what did they cook, and then so 10th place chicken came up, and you asked him, all right, so what'd you cook? And he just looked at you funny, and he just said, chicken! It was so funny.
I remember that.
He just like, what do you mean what I cooked? Chicken! And so
it's 10th place chicken. No, you cooked chicken.
It's 10th place chicken. All right, so you have plenty of room if your teams want to still get involved, right? I know we're sitting probably at 80-something at the moment. I talked to Joe or Tammy earlier. So, obviously your goal is to get as much support as you can out there. So this venue definitely will hold as many as we want, right? Or you got something lined up?
It'll hold a couple of hundred teams pretty easy, we think. But you know what? I was talking to CBA, and we're going to have a fantastic head judge out there. But there's an app. There's an app to get on to be a judge.
Sign Up Genius. Yeah. Sign Up Genius. It's called Sign Up Genius.
Yes.
I think I'm saying that right. Yeah. So if you guys, if you aren't cookers and you're watching this, you can see the. Y'all need plenty of judges out there as well.
We do.
So it's going to be a big, huge event. So I'm excited for you guys at TAFR. So we talked about the organization and what you guys stand for and why y'all are doing this. We talked about the venue, and the amount of teams out there. And also, it's going to be a CBA sanctioned event. You got Wild Game, you got Seafood, which is the Friday night ancillary. And then
everything's on Saturday.
I'm sorry, everything is on Saturday. Well, do you know the times? Do you have the times in front of you?
If I'm not mistaken, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
11, 12, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so the big meets are 12, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So they must be 10 and 11.
Yes.
So yeah, y'all are gonna need some help getting some seafood eaters out there at 10 o'clock. But we can make it.
We always do.
We can make that happen. Let's get out there, man. Let's get out there. Let's support TAFR, Texas Association of First Responders. Jimmy, is there anything else that I didn't touch on that you want to bring up before we let you get out of here?
You know what? I'd like, your first guest was Joey.
Joey Machado. Yep.
I'd love to have him out there. Shooting it up with all the teams out there and showing his new product line.
Well, let's see if I can get him out there. That's he actually will be here that Thursday, the 22nd. Yeah, so he'll be in town.
Hey, Tomball is about 3 or 4 minutes from where our place is. Come on out.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, he'll be in Cypress, but you're right. It's all right there. It's in the northwest side of Houston. I'll talk to him about that. That'd be awesome. You're not out on the wild game and seafood. This is Shell. She is going to be cooking your event. Danny Regan, who made that comment earlier about the dust, he will also be cooking.
What? No, you don't.
No, you don't. And Danny hit a big wild game event in San Antonio not that long ago with some quail. So Danny knows how to cook some quail. So there's Danny. There's Danny right there. Danny Regan with Hell Yeah Barbecue. So you got a lot of interest. Again, you got your cooks that you always have out there that support it. I'm talking about the first responders, Ponderosa Fire Department, all those guys out there. And we're trying to get some more cooks out there, IBCA, CBA cooks that want to come support a great event. Again, we're still 2 weeks out. There's still time to get signed up. They can sign up at cbabbq.com, or they can also contact taffer.org. Both of those websites will get you signed up, or at least on the list, so we can get them on there. Do y'all have spaces mapped out? How are y'all doing the spaces, or is it a first come first serve deal? Or I know you normally
come, first serve. Right now we're actually laying out the very last layout. Should be done, I'm thinking by Friday. And we'll get it posted on the site.
Wonderful. All right, man. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Jimmy. You've been a pleasure to have on, man. I'm excited to see you guys. I know there's a head cooks meeting next Wednesday. Is it going to be out at the event?
It is.
Okay. So, and it's called Texas Hideout. So you can get out there. There's a head cooks meeting, and they'll talk about all the rules and all of that. But, hey, man, you kind of mentioned a lot of them right here on the show. So thanks again for coming on the show, and I'm sure we're going to have a great event here in a couple weeks out in is it Hockley? Is that what it's called? Is that the town?
I think it is Hockley, yeah.
Yeah, at the Texas Hideout, which is right outside of Houston, right outside of Tomball, right outside of Cypress. So in that same area. So, all right, Bubba. Well, thanks again. Your team is phenomenal over at Taffer. There's a lot of people behind you guys in supporting. And so y'all are going to throw a wonderful event I'm 100% confident in. So good luck, man. Let's have some fun in a couple weeks, bro.
You got it, bud. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, Jimmy Thornton. I told you guys we've got a full list of people, and he's one that I was excited to talk with, man. Like I said earlier, I love his energy and what he brings. And so, guys, if you guys are looking for another fun event here in this area, this part of Texas, Taffer. Check them out, taffer.org, cbabbq.com. Either one of those websites will get you involved and get you signed up and get you registered, and you can come hang out with the Bullhorn crew, because we love that event. We've been, like I told them, since 2012. Since we've been a team, we've always supported that event. We used to have some big old parties out there. There are a lot of fun parties out there to be had. So it's just a fun event, and it's a celebration of barbecue, and I encourage everybody to sign up for that one as well. We've had two great promoters on tonight. Jimmy Thornton with Taffer, Candi Baines with Tomball VFW. All right, guys. So I've been holding you guys. I still love it. We got 30K still on the lookout. We had 65 earlier. That's awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all know where to be, right here watching the So Smoking Gooder show. So let's talk about the upcoming events segment, and then we're going to do the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. All right. This is a little much. Let me take that scroll down. I'll have to fix this, but upcoming events. This is going to be just this week, so there are a lot of events coming up in the state of Texas this week. IBCA events, the Cleveland Livestock Show. That's going to be in Cleveland, Texas. We've got the Fire in the Hole barbecue contest in Somerset, Texas. We've got, let's see, where else are we here? Nope, wrong. Oops, sorry. Let's put them back. There we go. where were we? Orange Grove Volunteer Fire Department in Orange Grove, Texas. The Stockdale Sea of C Just Ranchin'. That's going to be in Stockdale, Texas. And the last event for IBCA this week, got 5 IBCA events, is the VFW Post 8905. That is right here down the road from me in Cypress, Texas. So lots of IBCA events. If that is your cup of tea, you got the chicken, ribs, and brisket. IBCA events, plenty to do. We got one in Cleveland. We got one in Somerset. We got one in Orange Grove and Stockdale, and also right here in my backyard of Cypress. So y'all, there's plenty of events for IBCA y'all can get involved with. And then also there are 4 events this weekend in the Champions Barbecue Alliance. We talked about Our Heroes Wear Combat Boots. That's here in Tomball, Texas. The Chillin' and Grillin' event in Laredo. We've got Car Fest in San Antonio. That's a great event. Brenda Waters is the event rep for that. So San Antonio, Texas is well represented for Car Fest. There's still, I know I talked to her, there's still time to get in for that. If you guys are in the San Antonio area, Car Fest is where it is. And we got Far Hub Fest in Far, Texas. All right, so plenty of events. And they say competition barbecue is a dying breed. I don't believe that. Look at all these events just this weekend. 2 more, or some others coming up as well. So lots going on in the state of Texas. Let's bring this one up. All right. So that was, hold on one second. Let me pull this one down. Pull that one down. Oh, pull that one down. And that was the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads upcoming event segment, guys. That is coming up in December. Let me pull up my trusty little...
Hey everybody, Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
That was not... I don't know how that pulled up. But there it is, Phil. If you were looking for the clip, you got the clip. Okay, so the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off, Barbecue Cook-Off at the Crossroads, December 9th and 10th in Uvalde, Texas. Y'all, we talk about this one all the time. It's one of my favorites. It's in December when it's nice and chilly. It's a good time for barbecue. It is not that far away, Uvalde, Texas. The facilities are great. They've got a great indoor facility. They've got a great outdoor facility where we cook. It's all on concrete. It's just a beautiful facility. Wade Carpenter and crew do a phenomenal job. They get the cooks in. They get them. He's another one of the top promoters in the state of Texas. So put that on your calendar, guys. December 9th and 10th, in Uvalde, Texas. It's a CBA event. Get on with it. The 15th annual Briscoe Ranch Barbecue Cook-Off at the Crossroads. All right. Let's bring this one up. And lastly, last order of business for today is going to be, let me shrink this one. Boom. There we go. All right. It is the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics Wrap-Up Recap. Shout out to Bull Printing, one of our very first sponsors of the show. Still a sponsor of the show. Thank you so much, Cheeto and Mary and a great crew over at Bull Printing. If you need any wraps, banners, decals, if y'all find me, I still have decals. I've been giving them away. If you don't have a So Smokin' Gooder Show decal, that's on you, not me. Come find me. I will give you one. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. Thank you. VFW, love for the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Thank you so much. All right. Yes. That's my favorite. Wade Carpenter and his crew do it right. Yes, they do. We need to do an opening clip for the show. Yes, let's go. Veterans can show some love. I love it. All right, let's do it. Yeah, Phil Breeden had to interrupt. Guys, thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. It makes the show way better. All right. Alvin Music Festival. I talked about this. This is where I was. I was with Team Bighorn Cookers. It was a great event. CBA did a phenomenal job out there. 164 teams. With that many teams, lots can and sometimes get squirrely, but no, it was a great time. It was a great event. The awards were so much fun. Shout out to the Rotary Sunshine Rodeo Group, Rotary Group in Alvin. They did a phenomenal job with that event. All right, let's talk about it. Grand champion AMP Cookers, or as they like to say, AMP Cookers, but AMP Cookers, Michelle Castillo. Congratulations. What a phenomenal job. Like I said, 164 teams. She pulled out some big wins. I said I had a second place pork. Well, guess what? She had a first place pork. Great job. The RGC of that event was Todd Nelson with double barrel cookers. Another CBA event. So the first three are CBAs, and then we got IBCA, and then we'll talk about a KCBS that was in town or in the state of Texas. So we'll talk about that one as well. All right, another CBA event, the Cuero Turkey Fest. Grand champion, a first time. I think it's his first time grand champion. Is one of the teams that I wanted to follow for this year. We'll get him on next year. It's Vincent Regino from Reggie Q Barbecue. Congratulations, Vincent. I don't know if he's still in the comments. I hope he is. Congratulations, young man. Him and his wife are a mom and pop cooking team, and they did a phenomenal job with a big grand champion, his first ones. Congratulations from the So Smoking Gooder Show. The reserve grand champion was Bo Daniel of Bodacious Barbecue. Shout out to Bo. Shout out to Vince. Good job, guys. South Texas Courage to Change barbecue contest. The grand champion was Ruben Ramirez of Team Bufa. Congratulations. The RGC was Rini Gonzalez Family Barbecue. Is he still in the comments? I hope he is. Or has he been in all day? Yes, AMP, all Michelle's products, other known as AMP. All right, we've got the 30th annual AGC of Houston IBCA event. The grand champion was Brian Parker of Beck Group Team number 1. The RGC was Tim Kirkendall of Beck Group Team number 2. So the Beck Group shouting out, showing up with a 1 and 2 placing. All right, we got the Barbecue Boys Buyers Group Barbecue Contest. Grand champion with Corbin Stone of Smokin' Donkeys Barbecue. The RGC was Mike Gomez of Mike's Q. Congratulations to that group. We've got an IBCA event, Blue and Gold Cook-Off. Grand champion Jerry Cardenas from Lotus Smoke. RGC was Steve Shamlin of Team SAS. Another IBC event, Luling Oil Museum Refneck Barbecue Contest. Grand champion Blake Schendel of J Bar J Cookers. The RGC was David Glass of JJJ Cookers. Congratulations. Oh, and lastly, we had a KCBS event. Hold on, I gotta take a drink. Where's Case when you need him so I could take a drink every now and then? My goodness. All right, Cedar Fest, KCBS event. The Food Network was out there filming Bill Purvis. They were filming Phil Breeden. They had Brad Leininger, Fred Robles. I think they had a couple of other teams out there that the Food Network was filming and doing their thing with the Food Network. But my man Manny Moreno was having none of it. Manuel Moreno was the grand champion of the event from Chingon Barbecue, or also Shigon Barbecue. Congratulations, Manny. That was his first KCBS event win, grand champion. So congratulations, Manny. And Joey Smith, friend of the show, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. He was just on about 3 shows ago. The RGC of that event was Joey Smith from the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. Congratulations to all the winners, and that was the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap. Michelle is in the comments. Congrats to all. It was a great weekend. Hashtag Get Up Chucky. Yes, they did a great job. Oh, speaking of Get Up Chucky, we did a live remote. My friend Shell, she's in the comments. She was my co-host for the evening. We had a lot of people that were in the Bighorn camp. And Adam Martinez, he spent about 10 minutes with us, and he dropped a bomb on me. He said he has never been on this show. And I said, yes, you have. And he kept saying, no, he's never been on the show. Michelle has been on the show before. Adam said that he had never been on the show before. And I had to go back and fact check, and he's right. He's right. My apologies, Adam. In my mind, when I'm looking for guests, and I told him this at the time. I was like, I'm always looking for some new bloods, to get some new people on the show. And so I've always thought in my mind that Adam has always been on this show. He's before. I've been a friend of Adam's for quite a while. He's been killing it for a long time on the barbecue circuit. And just for whatever reason, I assumed and I thought he had been on the show, but he has not. So I got to correct that real soon. So Adam, stop letting Michelle win everything and go win something so I get you back on the show. I'm just kidding. I'll get Adam back on the show. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the show. Thanks to our guest, Joey Machado from Texas Original Charcoal Company. Candi Baines from the Our Heroes Wear combat boots. And, of course, Jimmy Thornton representing the Texas Association of First Responders, TAFR. A lot of great events you can get involved with. I'm excited about Texas Original Charcoal Company, Joey Machado's new venture. Not because of I'm just excited for my friend, and I know he's going to go out there and kill it like he has been. I posted something about hustler equals Joey Machado, and that is true. You guys can find him at all these events, all these barbecue contests, and all these barbecue festivals. The guy's just going to go out there and kill the scene in the charcoal world. So I'm excited for him. All right, guys, some show notes. I got Greg Rempe. He is the host of the Barbecue Central show. He is the OG of this type of barbecue format that you guys love to watch. I know there's shows now all over. Every night of the week there's a barbecue show, but this guy is the OG, and I'm excited to get him on the show. He'll be on 420, and then 427 we're going to have Erica Roby from Blue Smoke Barbecue. She was the winner of the barbecue crawl just on the Food Network last summer with Bobby Flay, Eddie Jackson, and Michael Simon. She was the winner. She's also premiering a show of barbecue that's going to be on, and I'll be able to talk about that more with her. She's going to be on 427. Next week, I will be on location again. I will be at the TAFR cook-off, or the head cook meeting, so I'll be pulling some people. Maybe we'll get Fong. Maybe we'll get some other people on there. I don't know, but we'll see what we do. But that's going to be next week. So lots going on in the show. Thank you guys for always coming in, stepping up, and showing up. I appreciate you guys very much. Shout out to my Facebook group, my YouTube friends, and the Twitch, the one guy on Twitch. Guys, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you very much. Next weekend, I don't know, like I said, I'll be on location, so I guess I'll be Han Solo in it again. But 420, Greg Rempe, 427, Erica Roby. All right, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.